Hey guys, it's Catherine. So I'm just getting ready to go to the doctor. I have to stop at a hotel. I already told you guys about that. I can't do an ambulance or anything like that. That's crazy. So anyway, I wanted to bring you some headlines that I got in the newspaper downstairs and just go over them, a few of them with you because I thought they were really interesting. So actually, before I do that, so there is once I was going across, we were driving down a freeway and there was this huge banner advertising this like One American Appeal or whatever. I'll put the link down below. And it was a hurricane relief fund. It had all the past presidents up there. It had Clinton, it had Bush, it had Obama on it. And it was like One America Appeal or something like that. And I.com. And I went to it and it was supposed to be a hurricane relief fund. And it said they had stopped fundraising in December. And I'm like, then why am I seeing this massive banner up it? And it's not just a banner, it was an LED banner. And I was like, why is a huge, massive LED banner still advertising for it with like Clinton in the middle? And I was like, that doesn't seem right. And so I started digging and researching, calling my contacts and everything. And it was exactly what I thought it was. It's actually the Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation. And I was like, I wondered why, MSNBC and Joe Scarborough was sitting there telling us all that the Republicans are outraising the Democrats. Like the Democrats have only raised $8 million and the Republicans have raised $83 million. And meanwhile, the Clinton Foundation is out there selling the Hurricane Relief Fund with all the past presidents. And we already learned from the book Game of Thorns that actually the Clintons and the Bush family, George W., the first Bush, like they actually were close together. Like that's why you even heard like Jeb Bush and the Clintons, like there's already like, listen to the book, you guys. Like they said Hillary outspent Trump 2-1. Well, Jeb Bush outspent Trump 8-1. Yeah, 8-1. That I'm like, right, okay, all right. And there is this one lady who was saying, anyway, she was tweeting out and saying, oh, look at her glorious past. And she's definitely like on the Clinton-Obama side. And she said, let's remember amazing men of presidents past. But it was like Obama and Clinton, and then it also had Bush. And I was like, they're just lumping it in right there. Like they just have all of those presidents together and they're not even hiding it anymore. That there was actually, there is actually a tie between the parties. And I'm like, that's amazing. Anyway, so I just wanted to point that out, that is the Clinton Foundation. And why does it matter is it the Clinton Foundation? Because the Clinton Foundation only spends about 10% on charitable foundations. So if you are actually giving your money to the hurricane relief, only about 10% of that is actually going to any of the hurricane victims. And that's it. That's why you haven't heard about it. That's why there are no like buildings or hospitals with the Clinton Foundation's name on it. There's a reason for all of that. So, and that's well researched, well documented. You guys already know about that. So I think the max number they ever spent, there was one time where they did 15% and that's it. But it's averages 10%. Total. So that means Americans just gave them $43 million and they're still advertising. They're still raising money. And so if you want your money back, just contact them and ask for your money back. Just be like, I want my money back. So now let's go over headlines. So the first headline is this guy right here, Oxycontin maker will stop promoting the drug. And it's also next to a lovely picture saying, when did Kennedy country become Trump country? And then below that, it talks about the infrastructure from Trump's plan. And it says it'll take $200 billion from local government. So first of all, just on that infrastructure plan and $200 billion from local government. So $200 billion from, just guess where we have $200 billion where he would take that from, and put that into, just put on from all the information that I have just given you guys, where would he reallocate it for our infrastructure, the $200 billion? So notice our police don't have it. They're not making anything. So where is it that we have it to move it on over? Think about that. And then when it comes to The Oxycontin, I just want to point out, like, that needed to happen a long time ago. I really want to point out that Oxycontin started being made and sold at the exact same time that doctors stopped being paid the most in this country. Doctors used to be the number one paying job in this country, and then we had a shift in who was in charge. You know, we had a change in the White House, and then we had a change in who was in charge in every single industry, and the people who were in charge of that industry, that whole industry changed, and that's when the HMO started being in charge of everything. And if you notice, that's right when everyone, pain clinics didn't even exist before then. Pain clinics didn't exist before that White House. They weren't even around. And Oxycontin didn't exist before that White House. So I want you to think about this. Oxycontin was modeled after heroin. They say it's like the legalized version of heroin. And why is it good that it's not being advertised as a drug anymore? Let me just explain Oxycontin to you. Like, thank God no doctor has ever prescribed that to me. Thank God. Let me explain to you why that is. Like, I've luckily seen actually really good documentaries on it from Canada. I haven't seen anything here, shocker as to the reason why. But, you know, people who don't know anything and never taken heroin, they have no idea what that means. Like, what do you mean, heroin? You know, this legal form of heroin. Like, that's really hard to wrap your head around. So let's just put it this way. This is what Oxy does. Like, Oxy users will tell you this. If you take a pill for Oxy, it may take away your pain. That's great. But the pain quotient that it takes, the pain relief quotient, changes. Your body adjusts to it very quickly. So let's say you take one pill, like say you take 10 milligram, take a 10 milligram pill, and it takes away your pain. You're good to go. Problem is, in 4 weeks, your body adjusts. Your body adjusts so much that now you take one pill and only 50% of your pain goes away. So you have to take 2 pills. So in 4 weeks, you have to take 2 pills. And then in another 4 weeks, you have to take 3 pills. And in another 4 weeks, you have to take 4 pills. It's literally that fast. Oxy is literally that fast. And Dr. Phil has a good way of explaining it. He says if you have to be on pain pills for longer than 3 days, you have a problem. Like something, you should never have to be on pain pills. Like, like the rule for Oxy is, I would say if you ever do Oxy, never do more than 3 days. I mean, I'm not a doctor, obviously. But I mean, what I know of Oxy, when I heard that pain ratio, because I am on like pain medicine, and there is a rate that it goes down, but it's not like that. It's not even close to that. Like, it's not, there ain't even like, can you imagine that if you took Advil and it gives you a certain amount of relief, and after a certain amount of time, you had to take more Advil to get the same kind of relief? Do you know what that does to Oxy? Because Oxy users, can you imagine what that does? And that's why you hear them buying on the street to get like 80 pills a day, because they're just trying to get that massive amount of pain relief. And they do. They get a massive amount of pain relief. And I can tell you, as someone who suffers from a lot of pain, when you suddenly know you can get out of pain, you can get your life back, you'll do anything to live without it again. And the terrible thing is that, you know, it's much more cost effective. Like, not cost effective, but you know, the drug companies, there's a reason pain clinics started, because they used to treat nerve pain. And then when things switched and those new health people came over, they did a cost, you know, analysis, just like all the other cost analysis in the car industry. Do we fix this part or do we just let them die? Which one costs more? And when they do your car insurance and everything, they were like, well, if we just don't fix the nerve pain, then we have them on meds for life, and then we get this much of their paycheck for life. They just did a cost benefit analysis. It's not like compassionate people moved in. So, and that's when the HMOs took over, and that's when doctors suddenly dropped, and that's why we don't have as compassionate people anymore. So it's that's part of the reason the health industry has changed so much, is that we don't have as much of an incentive for doctors to come in, and they should be the highest paid in the country. They used to be. And I'll never forget the day I went onto the chart to see what the highest paid, and ad executives had switched with doctors. And I was just like, the mouse nearly fell off the table. So anyway, and then the third headline is how Kennedy country became Trump country. That just reminded me of Chappaqua. And I didn't know about Chappaqua. I had to learn that from some of my Hollywood friends. And so I ended up watching a documentary on it. Look up Kennedy's and Chappaqua and learn the story behind the Kennedy and Chappaqua accident and tragedy. And ask yourself, why in the world, knowing all of that, would Bill and Hillary Clinton decide to go and live in Chappaqua? Ask yourself that. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. We had a very long drive, and I'm tired, and I love you guys. All right, take care. Bye.